to Guitar Gathering this week. I'm going to talk a little bit about this Les Paul Custom that I have here. This is a beautiful guitar. It plays fantastic, and it's a ton of fun. I used it in a recent video where I was talking about the Dirty Shirley, and I was using it to demonstrate some of the tones in there, but I really like this guitar so much that I wanted to do a separate video on that. And so I bought this guitar from Sam Ash off of Reverb probably a couple of years ago anyway. It's a 2007 custom shop Black Beauty, and it came to me with all the stock stuff in it that Gibson puts in it. So that immediately to me meant I was going to be doing some upgrades, because the original pickups in this guitar were the 498T and I think 490R, if I'm not mistaken, on the bridge, and on the neck, the 490R on the neck. But at any rate, I really don't care for those pickups at all. There's just some kind of funky mid-range thing going on. The neck pickup, very muddy to me. And then the pots inside, the typical Gibson stuff, where it had a mix of 500 and 330, I think it was, that was in there. So I basically ended up gutting the guitar. I bought a pre-wired set of 50s configured CTS pots that are all 500K, audio taper with paper and oil capacitors, 0.022 on the bridge and 0.015 on the neck pickup. And then it was on to trying to figure out what pickups I wanted to have in this particular guitar. And I had started out with swapping out just the bridge and going with the Lindy Fralin Pure PAF. I had that a little bit overwound, and I thought it was a great pickup, but for me, one of the challenges with this particular guitar, because if I'm not mistaken, it is all one chunk of mahogany without a maple cap, was the low end was just a little unclear on it. And did some more research, and I ended up picking vintage inspired pickups. I don't think you can get them right now because of the COVID situation, but vintageinspiredpickups.com, I think, is their website. And this is the Lover set. Kind of a proprietary Alnico 5 magnet, very underwound. It's in the low 7s, and the clarity is just spectacular on these particular pickups, as you heard on the intro. But let's hear the middle position as well. Amazing tone on that, and then the neck pickup. Just really clear. And what I like about these particular pickups on this guitar is just that underwound capability that these bring. It really adds a lot of clarity and this kind of funky hollowness to the sound that to me sounds very vintage in terms of the pickups. I've never actually heard a 59 pickup in person, but I feel like this must be pretty darn close. Other things I've done to this guitar to help improve it, in my opinion, is I put a Faber ABR1 bridge on it. This is just a drop-in replacement, and an aluminum tailstop. I have an R9 that has an aluminum tailstop on it, and I find that adds a bit of bite and more clarity, and really contributes greatly to that hollow sound. The other thing that I did to this guitar recently is I had my local luthier put a new nut on, but I didn't go with just, you know, kind of your run-of-the-mill bone. This is a nylon nut, and the reason I went with nylon is because the R9 that I have actually has a nylon nut as well. And what I find is it's very smooth on tuning. It's self-lubricating. It's very stable. I picked this thing up, and you know, it used to be in the past I had the case of the pings all over the place on it. The thing is rock solid, very stable in terms of its tuning now. And for my money, nylon nut is the way to go. Any other guitar, if I'm going to do a nut replacement on it, it's going to be nylon. I had one shop tell me that, oh, nylon will ruin your tone. I find quite to the contrary. I didn't find any impact to the tone whatsoever. It sounded to me just like it did before it went in, except now it stays in tune and it's easier to tune. So that's my 2 cents on nut material. I find there's very little contribution to tone from nut material. Others may disagree with me, but that's fine. It's America. You can think what you want. So I just wanted to give you that quick rundown on this guitar, what makes it unique and why it sounds the way it sounds. It's a fantastic guitar, and I am very happy with it. Have a great day.